Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Wake and Jake. Thank you for joining us on this fine Monday morning as we watch Bitcoin continue to try and make up its damn mind on what it wants to do. Let's see, last week on the show, we were at 68K. This morning, we were at 68K. But between those two Mondays, we had another week of shakeouts and chop, dipping as low as 65K. And here we are, so back as if nothing happened. So please join us in our green candle seance as we try to manifest 70K Bitcoin once and for all and truly go full send. After that, take a break from smoking grass and go claim your grass. If you installed the browser extension Grass and let an undoxed team reroute some of your spare network bandwidth for months, you can now claim your airdrop. Fortunately, it seems to have broken Phantom entirely, so good luck claiming as the token continues to nosedive in a mad dash to claim and sell, currently trading at around 70 cents. And the meme coin mania has continued this week with AI16Z and Degen AI minting some fresh millionaires last week. BaseChain decided to take things a step further, releasing Based Agent, a way to spin up AIs with fully on-chain functionality in a matter of minutes. Yes, our AI overlords can finally have the power to trade shitcoins at their own discretion. Surely only good things will come of this. All of these topics and more in today's episode of Wake and Jake. As always, I'm joined by our fearless leader, fabulous co-host, JakeandBake. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing wonderful. Yeah, excellent intro to get us started here. Yeah, man, I'm feeling good. Thankfully, we're not dumping into the show like we were last week. Things are looking bright, optimistic. Excited to dive into it a bit. How are you doing? How's the weekend?
Beautiful, man. Yeah, it was an awesome one. Actually went to a Renaissance festival, a 2-hour drive up to Renaissance Festival, took the fam, had a blast, man. It's awesome. Everybody, it was like I don't know if you've been to a Renaissance festival. People wear like full like outfits, like garb, like suits of metal, armor, and like swords and shit like that. It's also like a Halloween one, so people were just in traditional costumes. So it was like a portal into another world, man. It was nice to get away and touch some grass, though. How about you, man? Did you do anything exciting this weekend or this week?
No, not really. Fiance had her bachelorette party, so she was out. So I was just kind of hanging out, dog sitting, watching a bunch of football, trade shitcoin. So
Let's go, man. Yeah, in the trenches.
pretty
I
chill.
love it.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yeah, man, we can get into the macro stuff here. Let's see here. Yeah, Bitcoin, just for an update, up 2% on the week sitting at 68.4 as we're recording here. Ethereum down almost 7%. Brutal. Holding Ethereum these days. It's just like had like 2 weeks, I think, where it outperformed Bitcoin, and then it just had to like completely revert like crazy. This week. Sold up. In contrast, it's up almost 6%, 5.8% on the week as it continues to be kind of the dominant cycle alt. So far. Yeah, man, it's I'm still feeling. I mean, I said last week, we had a little bit of dip. Wasn't worried about it. Thankfully still looking pretty good here. This week, we're still just a little bit under all-time highs at the moment. Feeling really good, actually. At the moment, just for update on macro stuff, I like to always obviously update from Crypto Don, mention him all the time. Oh, I'm in the wrong chat. Here we go. He notably closed all his longs last week, but he like repeatedly said it wasn't because he was bearish or anything. He just said had to do with personal stuff, family stuff, and he didn't want to track the market. People were like asked him all different kinds of ways if that really was the case and if he was actually bearish or not. And he said continually like no. There's not really a good reason to be bearish right now. Monthly's good, weekly's good, daily's good. Short term is good, so just doesn't feel like trading at the moment. And here's kind of an update from last week. This is the 24th, so this was several days ago. But he said once we dipped, he essentially said, "All right, if we get back above like 67K, and we're probably going to rip higher." And we did already reclaim, obviously, 67K for a couple days now. We're at 68.4 right now. So things are looking really good, I would say. Pretty in line here. Web3 Quant, who's kind of the next person I like to follow. Sorry, this is like a quote tweet, so it does. You have to like click into it to see what he says. But he's basically saying someone else is basically saying I expect us to reach all-time highs this week. Thought it was gonna be last week, but he thinks like it's got to be this week. And he said +1. So essentially, just he's saying he thinks we get to all-time highs. That's for Bitcoin, which would be like 73K, I think. Or so, which would be awesome. I would expect we probably bounce or that acts as some resistance. We bounce off that and all that stuff. Not rip right through it. But who knows? It's just looking really good, I'd say. In general, I think obviously the big overhang right now is the U.S. election. It's on I think of November 9th. Um, right. Oh, November 5th. Sorry. Um, so really just a week from now at the moment. So I think we probably won't see any type of new all-time highs until after that, just because there's so much uncertainty. I would expect quite a lot of volatility over the next week. Given the election stuff, there'll probably be a big swings, I would imagine, in terms of odds for Trump and Kamala. If you are like betting on that, I don't know. Yeah, I would say expect a good amount of volatility, expect a good amount of swings on like the
Okay.
betting odds for a lot of hot mics.
I'm on it. I
um,
gotcha.
appreciate it. So yeah, essentially, I mean, obviously, it's unfortunate that crypto is a partisan issue, but that's just the case right now. Trump has been obviously much more crypto friendly in his rhetoric, and also obviously his launched crypto projects. Whereas Kamala has not been really at any really hasn't really given like any type of stance on crypto. So I think obviously, Trump wins. I think the market will see that as much more favorable. So there's just a lot of uncertainty going on. Markets usually don't like uncertainty. So I would expect we aren't going to like go crazy until after the election is over. And that would be if Trump wins. If Kamala wins, then I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we still go crazy. I'm not really sure, but it's probably less of a chance, I would think. But as far as right now, I would just say like expect volatility over the next week.
Yeah, good shout. Great indicators, man. I saw who was it? As far as the betting markets, it was Robinhood. Yeah, I think Robinhood is getting in on this.
Really?
They're seeing all
I didn't know
that.
they did
Here we
betting.
go.
I didn't know they did
Yeah,
betting.
yeah. New feature. Yeah, so they're seeing this poly market volume, man, and they're like, "Holy shit!" So yeah, they've got
Wow.
a presidential
I didn't
election betting market.
I didn't think you could do that in the US. I thought that was illegal.
Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what's legal anymore. I'm not sure if they even know. But it seems like maybe
Yeah, I
maybe
didn't
the
think
the
any
dollar
US
signs
I was
do
just
what?
saying, okay. I didn't think there was any US books that were allowed to place odds on election. But yeah, maybe they found a
Only take.
loophole.
Yeah, no. You're right. You're right. You're right. It says blockchain based. Oh wait, no, it's talking about Polymarket. It says only takes bets from non-U.S. residents. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Robinhood announces U.S.
We'll
citizens
be
will be
able
able
to
to buy
buy
derivative
derivative
contracts.
contracts.
Yes, sir.
I guess that's the way
Sheesh.
around it.
Look,
It's not
look,
a
look.
bet, it's a derivative contract.
You know that. You're not betting on the actual outcome. This is a derivative of the outcome. Gotta love the
Yeah,
logic.
interesting. Okay.
Yes, I thought I had saw that. I wanted to throw that out. Thought that was interesting. But yeah, things definitely heating up leading up to the election, and the degen is coming out of everybody.
Yeah, pretty notable. The odds continue to separate for Trump versus Kamala. He's at right now on Polymarket at 66.3%. Kamala is 33.7%. I haven't seen the other um any like other sites outside of Polymarket. But that's pretty crazy, honestly. It's like two to like double the odds for one candidate. And I've seen a lot of polls that were a little closer than that. I don't know. I don't want to get conspiracy theory, but I think these can be pretty easy to manipulate. Um, but I don't know if this fully reflects true odds, just because like you don't have to have a crazy amount of money to move the poly market line. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I just think there's probably going to be a lot of volatility. Just something to look out for. Don't get I'd say don't get too overeager and also don't get too bearish if there's any type of huge swings.
Yes, sir. We got a little article here from Admiral Snacks Bar. It's Wall Street Journal article about election betting is legal again. This is from 25 days ago. See how it looks like. Court of Appeals changed their mind. Interesting.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess both right and wrong. It was illegal, and now it is legal. Okay, cool.
Man, crazy. Like that and sports betting just being so in your face, man. It's crazy. Just like the change that has happened in the past year. You know what I mean? It's like so much degen shit just like right out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me think of like we're in like the phase of like right now where like doctors and stuff were smoking cigarettes in commercials, you know, and advertising it. And then in the future, they're like, oh, no. Yeah, we can't really advertise that shit. Like we're right smack in the middle of just degen everything, you know, gamble here, bet on this.
Yeah,
bet every commercial break. Like some of those sports betting ones they're so predatory, dude. It's like
crazy.
I don't know.
I know. I could see it being more regulated. I mean, it already is like decently regulated, but I guess on the marketing side of things, it's not. It could be more. But yeah, we don't have to get into betting stuff. As far as macro goes, I think just in general, like it sucks for ETH. I think we're pretty. I mean, it's just like it seems like pretty over. I'd say not like over, but like I'm sure it'll still do fine. Maybe have its moments, but it's just hard to see like a reason to hold ETH over Sol at the current moment. Sol's just showing so much strength. In general, if you are gonna like play in all outside of Bitcoin, whereas obviously Bitcoin's gonna be the safest route for any of these crypto. 68.7 now, we're pumping too. Love to see that. The 100x long into the show working as always.
Maybe. Yes, sir. No, yeah, I'll echo what you're saying real quick, but I'll take the harsher approach and just say it does feel over. I just don't know what Ethereum does at this point that Solana doesn't do better for the user. Like just thinking about it from a user's perspective, it just seems superior. Like it's definitely the main character this cycle, and I'm looking beyond that. It's like like if people don't really care about the technicals, they just want a good user experience, and Solana finally giving that to people. So yeah, I think it's time to quit being a Solana hater, man. I've been hating for so long, but yeah, it seems over for ETH. I don't know.
Yeah, I think especially like into the end of the year, maybe early next year. I think Solana. The only thing with Solana is it does have like a lot more unlocks than what ETH has, and I think there's a bunch that come early next year. So that could be a pretty big supply increase in circulating supply, and that could be a lot of, obviously sell pressure coming in the market for Solana, which could hurt its growth a bit. But I do think like until then, it probably looks pretty good for Solana stuff. Yeah, I wanted to revisit. I talked about Dogecoin last week. How I thought it looked pretty good. A lot of sharp people are on it, and it makes a lot of sense conceptually. Just like a recap, it's if you look back for a lot of times that retail starts to get like dip their toes back into the crypto scene, especially like going back to last cycle when Doge really broke out. It was kind of when retail really started to get back into crypto, and we saw another pump early in like March or so when like Bitcoin pumped to its new all-time high 73K. February March area for like Dogecoin stuff, and I could see that happening again once we get back to all-time high. Articles start going around about crypto again, people want to get involved, they start FOMOing. It just makes sense, like Dogecoin, as far as the unit bias aspect, where it's only 15 cents to buy, whereas Bitcoin's 70K. Like if you're a normie and like you only really know about Bitcoin and like Dogecoin are like the only two, maybe you know about ETH, maybe you know about Solana, but besides that, like you don't really know about any of the coins. So like Dogecoin is like, all right, it's only 15 cents. Like what if it gets to $1? What if it gets to like $10? I think it makes sense as in this spot right now, and it's also broken out of its pretty long downtrend. So yeah, I was just gonna reiterate, I still like Dogecoin. It's up 7% on the week, so it's looking good so far. Don said he thinks it can at least get to $1, which would be pretty crazy. It's already like the number 9 coin in terms of market cap, but I think we're pretty jaded right now from a lot of the chop and stuff. That I think a lot of these coins can go significantly higher if we actually do get a decent bull cycle here.
Yes, sir. Makes sense to me. Held steady through that dip too. It's been just chilling at that 14.
Yeah, 15 now.
Oh shit! Old
Yes,
news.
sir. Yeah, we're ripping today, up 5% today. Yeah, things looking good across. I'd say I just want to touch on one more time. Like I just feel like in general, if you want to like get exposure to meme coins, like right now, it's just I'd say it's very it's like crazy PvP right now. Like there's like, is it gonna stay for the AI meta? Is it gonna go away? There's been so many coins that have just ramped up to crazy valuations and then dumped like crazy too, like over 90%. It's honestly been pretty difficult um to play the shitcoin market recently, especially like in the past week, I'd say. Just because like there's so much rotation going on and not a lot of stuff's like sticking as far as new stuff. I can see that being an indicator, especially as we get more if we do get more like normies involved in crypto. I can see them rotating to stuff that's like easily available and like in like widespread, and that would be like the bigger kind of relatively new memes for the cycle, but not like brand new, like more established stuff. Um, and I'm referring to stuff, especially I think on Sol, like coins on Sol, in my opinion, will outperform coins on ETH just because Sol is outperforming ETH as well, and it's a bit of a leverage bet on Sol itself, or on the underlying chain itself, when you're buying the memes on that specific chain. So, in my opinion, stuff like PopCat, with Fog, um, maybe Goat too. I don't. That one's a little bit newer. We'll see on stickiness of that, but especially those three, I think, in my opinion, they'll probably outperform. Again, not financial advice, like the stuff like Pepe or Mog, which I think will still be fine. Um, but in my opinion, if you're like allocating specifically to like the meme sector, which has been like the dominant sector, it sounds ridiculous, but has been like the dominant sector this entire run so far, and I don't really see that stopping. In my opinion, like stuff like higher market cap stuff that's super established, like PopCat with Fog, those ones are probably going to be some really solid options going forward. If we do get a breakout, I think those could go, significantly higher. Yes,
Well
allocating to the
said.
meme sector.
Yeah, let's say well said. That's my favorite saying is allocating to the meme sector. That is some distinguished shit. I love it.
Hey man, sometimes if you treat it as like a seriously, I guess, then it can work out for you better. Whereas other people are kind of just treating it as like a trend. If you really dive in and I guess analyze it like it is a serious product, then you could get some edge there for others who aren't taking it seriously.
Well, it also sounds good on a resume. So if you've been degening for 2 years and have to go back to the Web 2 world, then yeah, throw allocating to the meme sector on your resume, and you'll raise some eyebrows.
But yeah, man, that's what I got right now on the meme coin stuff, altcoin stuff. Love to hear if anyone listening in has any thoughts in terms of maybe what they think is going to do well this cycle in terms of like alts or memes, or if they have differing opinions as well.
Yeah, I'm confused. I'm unclear how far this like AI sort of like account thing can go, like what I can't figure out what like the logical conclusion is. I mean, maybe people just get tired of them, but they're ramping up. There's more and more. Like this, I thought we were already saturated, but it's an explosion now. And with this that the based agent thing that I mentioned in the intro, I mean, over on Base, you can spin up, fully autonomous AI with trading functionality in minutes. So you can just make an account, you may give it a wallet, and it can start trading on its own and interacting with people. It's crazy, man. So yeah, it's like now we have the tools to just make these. People can just print them out left and right. the rotation, like you're saying, is already happening, but it's between all these like AI things. I don't know. It's a jumbled mess in my head. I can't really make sense of it.
What blows my mind the most is how many of these coins are running to 20, 30, 40, 50 billion, 50 million market cap, close to 100 million market cap, and the rest of the market has like a hard time cracking 5 mil for a decent meme coin these days. It's insane. Like it took a little breather when everybody started getting wrecked on goat beta plays and stuff at the end of the week, but it didn't even last like 12 hours to a day, and then it was back to AI coins like topping the charts. It's just insane. Like if you know how to navigate the waters and you're just very careful, you can make insane return, man. It's ridiculous. I was like resisting a little bit at the beginning, but man, I don't know. I'm like focusing more and more on just seeing what comes out of the AI next. It's inevitable at this point. So it was always going to be the future anyway. So might as well pay attention.
Yeah, I think it's been really hard for me too. I've been man, I've round tripped so much money over the past couple of weeks with this AI stuff. Like it's been like infuriating for me. I've just like hit on some big ones, or I sold too early on some ones that went crazy, like over 100x from where I sold, and um, so I honestly have had like a difficult time getting a pulse on stuff. I do think still that this AI stuff will be here to stay for like some like good high quality projects that are like doing something innovative, or if they have like a really good team behind it that's continuing to push to new boundaries that we haven't really seen stuff done before, like novel ideas, that kind of thing. I do think like this meta of like spinning up a Twitter account and like for like quote unquote AI, but it's really just someone like feeding stuff into chat GPT and then like putting putting lines out there, uh like putting like I guess like tweets out there or whatever from like chat GPT. I think that kind of stuff's probably going to go away soon, where people are just getting too burned on it. But I think there will be several winners because it is. I mean, it's a huge sector in traditional finance. So I think the appetite for it is going to be out is going to be there for as like crypto expands. It makes sense as like its own sector. But I do think like from the low quality stuff will probably go away a bit in terms of like like the attention of all that will probably continue to dwindle in my opinion from this point forward. But there will be like several winners still that will stand out. That's kind of how I'm seeing it right now.
Man, I got one thing that in this morning I was digging through all this AI stuff, just doing some research, and this is it looks like I can't tell when this launched. Let's see. Looks like it's been out since the end of December, but a lot of activity happened this month. It's virtuals.io. I dropped a link in voice hangout chat, but it looks like it's a way to spin up these AI agents, but they have like 3D bodies, like a virtual avatar, and they can just stream all day, all the time, 24/7. They're live because they're AI with like a 3D model. There's one in particular, it's like the leading one on this one called Luna.
Yeah.
And it's at $160 million. Okay, am I late to this party? I'm just now seeing this and I'm like, what the fuck? It's like a virtual e-girl that is like telling people to send her money, and people are doing it like a lot. It's at $160 million market cap. But it does seem like a bit cooler than that. Like she has her own autonomy, so she's like tipping people that interact in chat, but like on chain. So I don't know. This shit is blowing my mind. I'm just like, I guess these are like the picks and shovels of the AI sort of rush here, because like Virtuals network, that's just something that can print out millions of these, I would assume. Maybe there's something to Luna being like the main one or the first one, but I don't know. It seems crazy to like jump in and out on these as they're spun up on the minute chart, as opposed to just like something like an infrastructure play. Double
I
from
haven't
last
really
night.
dug into this, but I've been seeing stuff. I wish I wouldn't have faded because I saw stuff about this last week. And it's gone crazy since then. I think I saw this around like 10 or 20 million for the Luna, and it looks like it got to like 200 million or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I would have looked into it earlier, but It seems pretty cool.
man.
It's on my list of stuff to get into.
I was about to say we say that about everything just because there's so many things happening in the market, So maybe it's not too late, but yeah, the chart looks insane. But all the activity happened 3 days ago.
Too?
Yeah, it's on base, but it looks like this activity from 5 cents up to 22 cents happened on October 25th. So 3 days ago, 2.5 days ago, this action is picking up. So maybe worth taking a peek at if it's on your list of to-dos.
Yeah, great shout.
Pretty nicely made website too. You just scroll down and it like breaks it all down. But yeah, they're promised to plug into games and it can scan the internet and has up-to-date knowledge and shit. Like it's scary what they're advertising these things can do already. This is kind of first foray into this.
This one is like getting the attention of like Coinbase themselves too. I think like Brian Armstrong even tweeted about it them, and he won't give us his dog, but he'll tweet about this stuff. That fucking
maybe his dog's name is Luna, and this is his way of telling us.
His dog's name's Russell.
It is, eh?
That dude pisses me off.
I capitalized. I kept capitulated fun. I just sold him like, bro, fuck this guy.
I know.
I have a thought to build on top of you guys in case it's worth anything. If that's okay, can I go ahead?
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. Happy to hear you, Aslo. What's up, man?
Hey, TJ. So, like in terms of the macro side of things. So first off, I'm not a trader. That's not, I'm definitely not like a TA. That's not my expertise. But I have been trying to spend a lot of time piecing together what's going on. And there's a few things that stand out to me to try to like put together the puzzle of what's happening right now. So first off, it's like multiple times we've bounced off of 70, 71, that kind of range, right? And we've all seen that. That's number one. Number two is leverage is extremely, extremely high right now, especially on longs and sales play. And when you see that, that kind of says to me with manipulation and everything that's a possible flush opportunity. When you also build on top of it what Jake said, which is we're probably going to top around for a while, right? And also you put on top of it possibly that memes, of course, are like here. I totally agree with you guys. But maybe it's like a little bit overheated right now as well, right? And you put all that together, and it's not like a trade I would normally take, but in the vein of like learning and seeing how it pans out and also taking an edge where possible, I feel like I'm very much in the camp lately that we're more likely to go back down to like 60, 61-ish kind of range than just shoot up right now from here, especially because we've rejected several times. And it doesn't mean it won't happen. It doesn't mean we're not going to shoot up, right? We're just taking edges, right? That's the whole point. But I've read a couple people, and I think I pointed out Credible maybe to you guys as one of the people who puts together the puzzle pieces. And that's where my head is lately. I'd love if you have any thoughts on that, if anything you disagree with or any thoughts about that. But I'm thinking about testing and messing with some leverage positions for just a swing, like a short-term swing down to like the 60th range. After which I think I agree, of course, like 100% long. I think it's going to shoot past sometime soon, but it feels like it might not be time yet for that, given everything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends on who you listen to, right, and what you get into. Personally, I listen to people who I've followed for years now and have been really good at what they are, like pretty accurate, and they're all pretty bullish. So that's kind of where I do my trade, because I don't claim to be any type of macro expert. So that's kind of where my head's at, is I'm still pretty bullish. But I mean, yeah, obviously, I think there's a lot of uncertainty right now. We certainly could get a flush.
Elections are going to make this so volatile, I think, for the coming week that personally I wouldn't even take a position. It's like when we were waiting for those CPI numbers or even rate cut numbers or whatever, and then all of a sudden everybody thinks it's going to go up, but you see a crazy flush out, and then you know what I mean? Like you can never guarantee the direction it's actually going to take. It doesn't feel stable enough right now. And me personally, I think it's just the risk. Like maybe a day or two before the elections, everything looks like Trump's going to win, and we pump, like, you know what I mean, 10% on Bitcoin, and all of a sudden the next day, uncertainty, polls are close, and all of a sudden you're dumping again. You just don't know. So I just don't think I'm going to play anything this week other than maybe some quick in and outs and just keep my money sidelined. And I think that's going to be a lot of the big money might do that. So if, you know what I mean, if money's sidelined, then obviously we might get a little bit of a correction. It's just so hard to tell right now what's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also pieced together that and why I'm interested in taking the bet is like we're also kind of towards the top side of the range, right? And I think the range that somebody said is something like 57 to 70, 57 to 71 kind of a thing. And we're towards the top side of that. So if you're getting volatility, and you have spot plays also, I have spot in, right, to be able to ride it up in case it does happen, which is great. I think that's kind of how I was thinking about it. But I thought I'd just add that in case it's another point that's of use to build off of. And again, came from Credible being one of the people that I referenced, but a few other people, some of the people you've shared, Jake, and some other people that I've looked at as well to kind of hear what their thoughts are and piece it together.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, man, it makes sense. Who really knows? Well, yeah. Anything else on the docket here?
Let's see. We had couple field reports that I wanted to highlight. Actually, a new one just came through from JD Weekly Preview, as always, cooking on there. We did also have from T-Pan, the Degen 1. This one caught my eye. It's a physical airdrop magnet. It's almost like Ethereum phone. Can't remember if we talked about this or not, but I don't think we did because this came from the 24th. This was a couple days ago. But yeah, interesting field report, interesting concept, trying to run back the Solana phone success, but on Ethereum. And then we also have Unseen Advantage in shitcoining. This is a pretty handy list and some guides from Gladiator, some wallets that you can track that have high win rates, or just either high win rates or high hit rates, but really good P&Ls. So a good resource if you want to add that to your shitcoining adventures. And then Botwin, my guy, Botwin, man, is crushing it with the While You Were Touching Grass series. Just another entry. Really love the writing style, the humor, and just the wide range of topics that he captures in those. So definitely go peek in field reports if you've been away touching grass. And then I did also want to shout out one mission in particular on the app. That's the Riftstorm alpha playtest. If you do this mission and follow the steps that are in the mission, you'll get like a welcome gift inside of the game. And I can confirm it is absolutely fucking broken. A super OP, really strong weapon that's just going to have you clearing a bunch of levels with ease, and you get that from the mission that ends in 2 days. So if you want to grab that and add it to your inventory, you got about 48 hours to get that done. But yeah, I wanted to give those couple shouts real quick. But yeah, we can go back to market talk. If there's anything else that we want to cover.
I haven't really been participating much, but I did want to shout out that there's been some cooks over on Ape Chain for NFTs, at least not for shitcoins, but which I guess makes sense. I mean, they're obviously one of the ones who catered in the NFT boom, and they have kind of the biggest collections and the punks and apes and all that. So yeah, there's been some. I think the biggest one is called Jimmy, which are like Jimmy the Monkey PFPs, like generative collection. I think it's essentially just like Jimmy the Monkey with different Bored Ape traits. And it's sitting at like a 63 8 floor, which is like, I don't know, $60 or something like that. But it I think it opened, I think it started as low as like 2 or 3 or 4 or something ape per when they first started trading on secondary. This is what I'm seeing from the chart here. And then yeah, about looks like it's about like 1 to 2 is when it first started trading. So almost like a 50 or 60x on NFTs, which you like rarely see anymore. So I thought that was interesting. And then obviously the 8 punks, which I know a lot of MVHQ people got into. Those went crazy. Those have bled out quite a bit since then, which I think makes sense. It's kind of just like punk's copy, obviously, on another chain. But it's at least interesting, I thought, to see some type of there's also like a Gen Art one that I think did decent. Things
These
the way we
monkeys.
saw as
These
well.
monkeys are the best right now. The ones Ranch just talked about, they're at 265 ape. They were like 1 ape a couple days ago.
Oh, I'm not okay. Which one are these called? Is that Ink Rocks? Oh wait, no.
No, they're the
Looking
top
at-
of the list. They're monkeys. MONKEES.
Oh,
What
I
the
see it
hell?
now.
These things are
Oh, I'm looking
flying.
at 7 day. That's why. Okay. Yeah, monkeys are doing really well too. Looks like those started out like 16 on secondary, and now they're at 27. Yeah, 270. So Yeah, I mean, if you missed the NFT days, it looks like there's a little bit of a run going on around Ape Chain. I don't know if it lasts, but
I'm seeing a lot of sales even on the Monkeys Day. They sold for like one ape or something. I guess the ones we're seeing at 16 are the ones that like the first batch of like flippers. And I'm seeing so many here that were like a one ape. What the hell? This would have been such a cook.
really, yeah, I don't know.
Sheesh.
I'm just looking at the chart on Magic Eden, and it starts at like 16 or so.
Oh, maybe one ape is the. I'm seeing a lot of the same price. I think around one ape was probably the mint price. I have to take a better look here.
Still think 16 to 270 is a pretty good flip. That's pretty nice cook. My dumb ass got the 8 punks, and Jake, I won't stand for you fudding my bags here, man. Had to secure the top hat on a different network.
Yeah, the
I
worst
know
part
I
about
got those too, and I should have sold. I
Yeah,
had there was like I
same.
had like it was like a 4x, and I didn't sell, which is dumb.
It should have been a quick flip. They were so like
Yeah.
unoriginal. I was waiting for something original to come out, and I missed these entirely. I was just waiting for that. I was waiting for something, a little different, something unique
Yeah.
to Ape Chain, and these they went under the radar for me, man. They must have minted maybe on the weekend because I really did not pay attention at all to Magic Eden or any of these platforms.
Yeah, so we have by the way, we do have a Yuga thread, which is basically just all things like Ape Chain and Yuga stuff, where people are monitoring this type of stuff. So if you're looking and you're getting involved, head over to that Yuga thread. I know people have been posting some mints over there.
The one you mentioned, things we say we saw. That's I guess the first gen art, like you said, it's flying, man. It's a 3K also. This is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, so there's been several now that have done well, which is cool. It makes sense. I mean, the people who are on Ape Chain are obviously big NFT believers, so it makes sense that NFTs would do well there. I mean, yeah, we'll see. Maybe that's going to be the spot for NFTs this cycle. But obviously, very, very, very early. Could just be a pop up trend. We'll see.
We've also seen it very often when nobody's looking one way, everybody's like the people that are like in that eco are cooking. And it's
Yep.
only when the masses start coming in that it starts dying down and it's the top. But like we see it often. We saw with ordinals that people cooked for weeks and months before others started coming in and made a lot of money quietly. And it looks like it's starting with Ape Chain too.
Man, another nail in the coffin for Ethereum NFTs. Oof.
Yeah, it's hard out here. Yeah, man, that's all I had for today. Shorter one here. We're running through it. A lot to pay attention to right now. We're just like, man, we're just on like the precipice. I think we just need to get election out of the way. Then it just feels like it's gonna be some good times again. But there's still plenty of opportunities, obviously, if you're paying attention. Just want it to get a little bit easier.
Yeah, well said. Kind of the last big uncertainty that's looming over everything. Because other than that, it seems like the market is pretty certain it wants to run. So we'll have to hold our breath until then. Cool. Well, if you're all squared away, give some event updates here just for the week ahead here. Heads up that Boss Dogs today will be pushed back 15 minutes. So we're looking at 5:15 Eastern. And then looking forward onto the week, man, we got a full slate here. We got Talking Shitcoins, which is going to happen on Wednesday at 2 p.m. And then we've got Fantasy Top Down. That's live on X. Definitely roll through the live broadcast on X, like a video stream on X. Very cool. We were kind of one of the first to do it for Fantasy Top Down anyway, but it's still kind of clunky and hard to do. So you don't see a lot of live broadcasts, but we've got that going every Thursday. Come check it out. And then Friday, we've got the NFL Slate Talk at 1 p.m. Eastern. So full suite of events. And then I've got a little announcement myself. I just want to triple check. You're all good, Jake? We fully covered here?
Sir?
Awesome. Well, cool. Yeah, just a little announcement from me. This is actually going to be my last episode hosting Wake and Jake here with Jake. We're going to be getting a new host. Show's going to go on. It's going to be fine. We're going to get a new host. It's going to be exciting, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I've had a blast doing this. It started off with just Jake having the idea of like, hey, let's get the gang back in VC. You know, to have a reason to get together every week and kind of kick things off. Looking forward. We've done this for 33 weeks now. Had a blast doing it the entire time. But with the market heating up and us just like straight up teetering on the edge of a full bull, decided the show probably better off with somebody who's more actively trading, like really in the trenches and has skin in the game. I've been sort of preoccupied with a lot of other stuff going on and just kind of coasting through, you know. But we're also on the MVHQ side, we're ramping up our media output. You know, I just went through the 4 live shows that we do each week. So doing a lot of juggling in the background, and I'll always be around, of course, in the background doing these things, helping manage these shows and stuff. But I just wanted to let y'all know, I just love y'all. I appreciate y'all showing up every week to hear our ramblings, and it's meant the world to me doing this. But yeah, the show's going to be even better. You have to tune in next week to see who our new host is. Maybe it's just Jake with the sock puppet. You'll have to see. But show's going to keep growing and getting better. You know, more hot takes, more alpha, more familiar voices. We want to hear from all of y'all. But yeah, just wanted to let you guys know so it's not a jarring change. I'll be passing the torch off to a new co-host.
Yeah, THC. Just want to thank you, man, for all the time you put in to help us navigate these waters. I know, obviously, you'll still be around. CHC's still working for us, still cooking. I think that's he just he has a lot on his plate on the content side of things. We're gearing up a ton as we continue to grow MVHQ, and he's needed over there. So. But yeah, THC, just want to say, a ton of appreciation for all you've done to lend us your time and wisdom in all this. Excited for just in general the path going forward.
No, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, thank you, and thanks to you too for coming up with the show. It's sort of kicked off this Renaissance golden age of MVHQ shows. It's just it got the juices flowing exactly like we wanted, and I'm so just proud of how far it's come and just like all that we've done with MVHQ. It's like watching my kid all grown up, like pushing the baby bird out of the nest and watching it fly. So yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun. I had an absolute blast, and I think we need somebody up here who's trading just as hard as you are. So yeah, everybody stay tuned. We'll see who our new host is. Maybe it's you. But yeah, we'll have a good episode next week for sure and kick things off with a blast.
Absolutely, man. Thanks, brother. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yep. Appreciate everybody, and we will see you guys at the same time next week, 12 Eastern. Have a good one, y'all.
Peace.
Take care, guys.